I study philosophy.
I do product design engineering.
I came to Glasgow 2 years ago.
4 years ago.
September 2006.
I chose Glasgow University because they had a dinosaur at the time.
It's a course that's offered by the other universities as well, but Glasgow's take on it's very different.
As far as I've known since I was a kid, I was like, if I was going to go to university, it would probably be Glasgow.
That I had exactly the course I wanted to do.
I wanted to go abroad because I thought it's going to be a great adventure.
No, I didn't consider other countries. I just wanted to go somewhere where I wouldn't have the temptation to go back home every time I felt like grotty.
I do have quite a weakness for old medieval style buildings.
Somewhere that sells cheap soup.
I would say somewhere on Byres Road.
Like a university cafe, or you could go Jack McPhee's chippy, good meal. Yeah, there's no shortage of places.
It really depends on my budget.
If I had enough time between, I'd go down to Greg's because it's generally the cheapest place to get something to fill you up.
Or if you're posh, you could go to Marks and Spencer's.
Either the little cafe in the John McIntyre building or the square bit. It would depend where I was having my lectures.
Oh, Il Cappuccino. Every time. You get a sandwich. It's better than a Subway sandwich. You can like build your own sandwiches. They've got some great specials and it's like, it'll be no more than £3 really. It's amazing.
I actually really like the Crypt. They run a wee cafe and it's really cheap. And it's just like things like soup and that, homemade soup, but it's really nice and it's cheap. And of course I like going to the QM and that, but sometimes I just pop back to the flat, just depends what kind of day it is.
You'll find often that the unions themselves will have drinks, promotions.
I'd probably say Jim's Bar and the QM.
Earlier on in the day, GU. Later on at night, QM.
The GU is very known for its club atmosphere and lots of bars. The QM seemed to be more known for its music.
I joined Queen Margaret Union.
This year planning on joining the GU. As a member of one union you have equal access to the other one anyway.
I joined the QM in first year and then I didn't join any of them because I don't like to prostitute myself to institutions.
My friends were joining the QMU at the time, it just seemed easier to sign up. However, this year I might be choosing the GU instead.
It depends on what you're wanting. The QM I think is a better place to go out at night. It's just more fun, and of course you can get paninis up until like midnight upstairs. But the GU has like fireplaces, big bars and things. It's a good place just to go in the middle of the day and sort of hang out like in the beer bar or somewhere.
Some sort of people seem to go to Queen Margaret Union and some sort to GU.
And I really regret not joining either of them because I have to pay more to get in.
I'd say the most difficult thing of my year, my first year, was doing essays.
Flu that you get freshers week.
Leaving home in the first place.
Getting up in the morning.
At first it can seem a little bit daunting.
It's meant to frighten you. It's like the difference between hires and standard grades.
The workload wasn't that hard, to be honest, like compared to school. I was happy with that.
You'll find out early on what your workload is. It'll be in your course guide for your individual subject or faculty. So you'll know when your exams are coming up or when your essays are due and so on.
It's kind of the same as 6th year, but of course you've gone from being the oldest to being the youngest again, and you don't know, well, unless you're from Glasgow, you don't know where you are and stuff.
I met a lot of new people and got a better idea of what it was I wanted to do.
I really liked first year. It was good for me, and I think I changed a lot. I was a very different person than I was at the beginning by the end of first year.
It seemed to work out, but that was definitely the hardest thing at first, yeah.
I thought it was like about 20 miles to the centre of town. I was like, always got the bus everywhere. I was like, oh, I'll have to go into town. Then I realised it was like a 10-minute walk from Murano Street.
I was staying in Cancross for a couple of months, later on Murano Street.
It's kind of like a prison block, but you don't get meals provided.
I stayed in Queen Margaret. Queen Margaret halls are a lot quieter than Murano Street halls. It's a very good set of halls. We'd go to Murano Street halls to have parties and stuff.
Flat better than halls, halls better than home.
Carlers is good for a lunch or like a cheap dinner before going out. I wouldn't spend the whole night there.
I like Cooper's. Cooper's is really good, just for sitting with friends and having a drink.
But I don't know, Oranmore maybe, it's a good place, a fancy place.
It's a really good pub. It's a converted church, which is kind of sick in a way, but it's really good interior and stuff.
There's a lot of good ones on Woodlands Road.
Interesting place, the Cellars in town, that's quite nice.
I'm more of a drink in the flat as much as I can because it's cheaper.
Then I would probably go to Viper, which is in Great Western Road.
If you're feeling masochistic, jumping jacks on a Wednesday.
It's worth just like wandering about and trying different places out and seeing what suits you.
For dancing and stuff, I really like Cushion. Garage is good, but it's just so full all the time.
I like the Hive. It's good laugh. Be careful though, rugby boys have fun.
My advice to you as a new student is
Get as much free food as you can, but discern between the good quality and the poor quality.
You have a year to do what you want, and then as long as you're not happy with your course, change it and you'll still get funding.
If there's some kind of society or club that you're interested in, join it.
Don't get paralytically drunk.
Otherwise, you're free to do everything.
Because you don't want to waste 3 days of your freshers week with explosive diarrhoea.